Hey everybody, back at it with another chapter of The Art of Survival by Eric Ballard. And this time the guys, again, they were hiking and it was really dark. And now it starts to rain and it's pouring down rain. They're getting soaked. Their shoes are muddy. Everything is just cold and wet. And they are just kind of in a miserable time as they're hiking, trying to find shelter, trying to get out of the storm, trying to find some place to get dry. And that's the survival tips that he has. He has some survival tips on how to stay dry. And obviously, he says, protect yourselves from the elements. You need to be able to evaluate the conditions, make sure that you are safe as you're hiking. But when a storm comes, you need to find shelter. And sometimes that means, finding a natural cave or some sort of crevice, something that you can hide under. Maybe it means hiding under some trees. Maybe it means you need to make your own shelter by, putting up some branches or creating something out of what is in your surroundings. We all go through storms, and he talks about that when it comes to our spiritual survival, we all go through storms. We all go through difficult things in our lives, and we need to understand and rely on Jesus to protect us and to help us get through those things, because there's some difficult things in life that, we can't do it on our own. We need to rely on Jesus. We need to go to him and ask him and to protect us, and he's going to do that. And, the verse that he has in here that I think is great, Deuteronomy 31:8 says, "Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you." And it makes me think about how, the apostles were in the boat and Jesus calms the storm, and they're just amazed that he has power over not only diseases and things, but also the wind and the waves. And they're just amazed at the way that he can control everything, and the way that he can protect them from things that are terrifying, even the weather. And James talks about this in the first part of his letter in chapter 1. He says, "Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy." Our faith is being tested. When storms come, are we relying on Jesus? Are we relying on him for strength? Are we turning to him and asking for help? Are we trusting that he's going to get us through whatever difficult situation that we're going through? And so the questions that he asks here, he says, what storms have you had to face because you chose to follow Jesus? Sometimes when we follow Jesus, there's some difficult things that happen. We get persecuted. There's lots of things, but are we trusting in him? And then how has God shown himself to you in the midst of storms? I think that's what I want you to take away from. Think about the difficult situations that you've experienced. How has God shown up in those ways? And I know he's been there. We don't always see it until maybe we get through whatever we were going through. But Jesus is always there to help us get through those storms in life.